What's up, people of YouTube? This is Tmartn here, bringing you guys another video to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty called Modern Warfare. Surprisingly enough, it was not MW4, which a lot of people thought it was going to be, myself included. Now, I'm a little bit late to the party in terms of making videos on this, so I'm not going to be giving you guys like really information on it, but I want to give you guys my opinion and why I think the campaign is shaping up to be the way that it is, and whether or not I think it's a good or a bad thing. So if you guys did not know, the campaign for the new Modern Warfare is featuring Captain Price as well as some of the other loved characters from the Modern Warfare series, and it is actually a reboot. It is not a remake. It is not a continuation of the current Modern Warfare story. It is a complete reboot. So what had happened in Modern Warfare 1 through 3 is still there. It's almost as if it's like an alternate timeline, or if you guys are familiar with like Slasher on Netflix or American Horror Story, it's the same characters, and it's like a new season where they're doing a new storyline, but it's the same characters, it's the same actors who play the characters. It's kind of a similar situation to that. So, or even Black Mirror, I guess, does that as well. But that is kind of what they're going for with this new storyline for the Modern Warfare series. And honestly, it is the most that I have been excited for in terms of an Infinity Ward game in a long time, because Call of Duty Ghosts did not perform too well, and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare obviously did not perform too well. And I think that both of those titles were subject of horrible timing. I think when they came out in Call of Duty Ghosts, you had the issues with the new consoles, and then with Infinite Warfare, people were completely done with the boost jumping, jetpacking thing, and they were just too far into development to try and turn around and stop that. So I put both of those as a loss due to just poor timing, which isn't really their fault. But anyways, so this game, this campaign, this storyline has me really interested, because this story is supposed to be focused on modern day warfare. Now, some people might still think of modern day warfare as people just fighting over in the Middle East and conflicts like that. Basically a lot of what we saw in the first 3 Modern Warfare games. But ladies and gentlemen, war has changed since the mid to late 2000s. We are now in a time period where warfare is terrorism. Warfare is people walking into stadiums and blowing up bombs. Terrorism is war now, and the old style of warfare where the good guys have a suit on and the bad guys have another suit on, and you shoot at the guy with the opposite suit, that does not happen anymore. Now your enemies are people who look exactly like the friend next to you, or the mother in the other room trying to feed her kid. They look exactly identical. You cannot tell the difference. And that is what war is now, and that is what this game is bringing to us from everything that I have seen, and that is very interesting to me. Now, obviously, in this day, in this time period, we have a lot of sensitive people who are not exactly keen on even conversating or talking about or explaining what goes on in the world, because it's just too awful and too horrible. People don't want to address it, and I don't fall in that category of people. I don't think that that's true. I think that for something like this, it's only right for people to understand what goes on and to understand the gravity of the situation. So the Modern Warfare campaign is set to be very gruesome and very rough, and it's basically set up to be the No Russian mission from Modern Warfare 2, the game. So I mean, it's gonna be very graphic, gory, real life, gripping things that are happening with the characters that we've known and loved since the Modern Warfare series has come and gone. This is something that I'm really looking forward to, but I feel like there's a very obvious reason as to why this is in place. It's going to get a lot of attention. It's going to get a lot of negative attention, but negative press is still good press. And I don't think that that's the core reason why Infinity Ward and Activision are pushing this, because if you guys haven't noticed, the past, basically since Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, somewhere in there, Activision has tried their hardest to keep their hands clean. They do not want to dirty themselves with political messages. They don't want to be in that light, in that spotlight, because they're worried that that is going to negatively impact their sales. And from what I've seen on other YouTubers' channels who've actually went and seen these missions, they're almost 100% sure that this game is going to be obviously rated M for mature, but it's going to be blocked in a lot of countries because of the things that are happening in these missions, which is 100% okay with me. I mean, it's sad that there's countries that are going to do that, but I mean, that is the world that we live in. And there are people in the United States alone, and you know, the UK and Canada, wherever this game releases, there are going to be people who pick this game up for their kids. They think it's another Call of Duty. They're going to walk by and they're going to see their kid playing this, and they're going to be like, why in the hell did I buy this game for my kid? That is awful. I mean, the second mission into the game, from what I understand, you're a little girl who just watches her mother die from being crushed from rocks from a destroyed building, and then moments later you're going to watch your father get gunned down, and then you stab a soldier to death with a screwdriver, and then you flee with your brother through mustard gas of some sort, and you're seeing children and people dying in the streets and gasping for air, and animals, and this is the story that is happening, you know. And in the very first mission, you're seeing a bomb go off in the Piccadilly Square. I think I pronounced that right, but you're seeing a bomb go off in a vehicle, a car bomb, and kill a whole bunch of people, you know. Not like, from what I understand, it's not like you're watching a Michael Bay movie where an explosion goes off, but it's just flames and rubble, and you don't really see much. From what I understand, I mean, you see innocents die. You see innocents go from living to not existing anymore. And that is the real world. The developers themselves said that they had spent a lot of time watching live leak videos to try and understand and try and see how this works. And if you guys have not watched live leak videos, that is where you go to find the terrorism videos, the montages of people in the Middle East doing literally Call of Duty style sniper montages, killing American soldiers and vice versa, and just really graphic, detailed things that a lot of people can't stomach. And this game is going to feature content like that a lot of people aren't going to be able to stomach. I, for one, think this is good. I think that this is going to be a good experience. I think that there are a lot of people out there who will complain and say, you don't know what war is. You haven't experienced war. War is this, war is that. It's awful. And a lot of people understand that it's not good, but you have games like Call of Duty that almost glorify it. Now we're going to be getting a title that, from what we understand, is going to really show what modern day war looks like. Innocent people dying. You sometimes messing up and pulling the trigger and killing innocent people. Rooms that are no longer built to look like a video game, but built to look like a real apartment complex where you have split-second decisions to make that's going to determine whether or not this was a good guy or a bad guy, and if they're going to live or die. These are the things that are going to happen in this game, and you're going to have people who are saying, we don't need that in our community. We don't need that in our day-to-day lives, in our world. That's too violent. That's too much. And I strongly disagree with that. I think that just like documentaries, just like movies and books and every other form of media, music, whatever the case is, video games is an art that can put out there what is going on in the world, and it can showcase to people what this is like. And I understand that there are going to be kids that play this game. At the end of the day, the rating on that game is M for mature, and it has been for a very long time. And if you as a parent decide to purchase this game for your kid, and then you're upset because the game features mature content, at that point you need to look at the mirror and say, why did I buy this game? You need to stop and think like, oh, I'm actually the bad parent for not looking into what was in this game first. This is going to be, from what I can understand, a very gripping story featuring our characters that we know and love in a modern warfare, style, gameplay, and scenario. And we're going to see what real war is like now. It's not, like I said, it's not fighting people in the Middle East anymore. It's not fighting people, Russians that are invading anymore. I mean, I'm sure that'll be an aspect of it because that is happening in the real world right now. But it's going to be innocent lives dying. It's going to be you making split-second decisions, determining who gets to live and who gets to die, and then reaping what comes from that. And I think that's a good thing for the community. At the end of the day, I really do. I think that's a good thing for the community, and I think that we're going to see a lot of press coverage on this. We're going to see the game get blocked in a lot of countries, and I think that is going to greatly benefit not only the sales, because obviously Infinity Ward and Activision are well aware of the fact that is going to boost some numbers, but I think it's going to leave a mark on the gaming community, and I think it's going to leave a mark in Call of Duty in general, kind of like No Russian did. At least that's what I'm thinking if they're going for what other YouTubers have said, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Also, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and leave a subscribe for me, and also leave a like. It helps a lot. I'm trying to grow as much as possible. I haven't been real consistent lately, and I apologize. I need to get back onto that. Been working a lot of overtime, but yeah, anyways, guys, deuces.